I just took a DNA test, turns out I'm 100% that astrology girl. Just kidding, I'm that. Welcome to another episode of Celebrity Astrology Investigation. Raise your flutes because it's about damn time we talked about Lizzo on the show. So we are going to look into Lizzo's birth chart and see what's up. Melissa Jefferson, or as I like to call her, Lizzo, was born April 27, 1988 at 1:15 p.m. in Detroit, Michigan, making her a Taurus Sun, Virgo Moon, and Leo rising. You're probably wondering if Lizzo was destined for fame. And the answer, of course, is yes. It's about damn time. Okay, so let's talk about the fame signature in Lizzo's chart, shall we? We shall. First off, when Lizzo was born, Leo was coming up over the eastern horizon, thus making her a Leo rising. Leo is the zodiac sign associated with the sun and royalty and attention, like a lot of attention. Leo is zodiac royalty, so when this fire sign is in such a prominent placement, it's a big deal. Lizzo is a Leo rising, or you could also say a Leo ascendant. The ascendant represents your outlook on reality. It's your perception of life. And some of the most important themes that you are going to encounter again and again are going to be influenced by your rising sign. Another cool thing is that your ascendant also reveals your chart ruler, basically which planet is calling the shots in your life. So when you have a Leo rising, because Leo is ruled by the sun, this shows us that the sun in your chart is your chart's chart ruler. So whatever the sun is in, whatever is going on with the sun is going to have a really important significance in your life. And oh, would you look at that? Lizzo's sun in Taurus is right up at the tippy top of her chart, at a point known as the midheaven, which reflects your legacy, your reputation, and how you are seen and remembered in this lifetime. Because Lizzo was born in the afternoon, the sun was directly overhead at her time of arrival, which basically means she was born to shine. Oh, and you think that's it? I mean, that would certainly be enough, but that's not it. There's more. Lizzo's sun isn't the only planet in Taurus right there at the midheaven. She also has Jupiter, the planet of expansion, and Mercury, the planet of communication, all sandwiched next to each other in her 10th house of legacy. Are you catching my drift? The sun represents self, Jupiter is the planet of literally luck and fortune, and Mercury is about self-expression. So basically, the more Lizzo is herself, the more she leans into herself, the more she communicates the truth of being herself, the more successful she's going to be. And obviously, that is something we love to see. A lot, the most. We really, really love to see it. I think that this is why Lizzo speaks to so many people. She makes people feel good as hell.
Baby, how you feeling?
About being who they are. And in a society that is so notorious for making people feel bad about who they are, Lizzo's authenticity and her willingness to step into her authenticity is a breath of fresh air. Now, when it comes to Lizzo's love life, I have some tea. And by tea, I mean this is literally totally speculative since I have never actually met Lizzo, so I have virtually no idea. But Lizzo, if this resonates, please hit me up. It would be an honor. But you know how Lizzo famously referred to herself as a, quote, bad comma, non-committal?
You could have had a bad not committal.
Well, Lizzo has a Venus in Gemini. And I want to talk about it. Venus represents values and what we're attracted to from a romantic point of view. And the style that Venus expresses itself is dictated by the zodiac sign it's in. And in this case, Gemini, the air sign that is associated with duality, is Lizzo's Venus. Now, I'm not saying that Lizzo is necessarily interested in an open or a poly relationship because those types of dynamics can definitely be hard for Tauruses. But I will say that in my many, many years of working with people, I have seen people with Venus in Gemini be the most receptive towards non-traditional types of relationships. Those could be non-exclusive relationships, or they could be long-distance relationships, or they could even be a friends with benefits sort of arrangement. But Venus in Gemini definitely isn't afraid to push the envelope and do things a little bit differently when it comes to love. Now, this is even further emphasized when we look at Lizzo's Mars, the planet that makes us move and motivates us and turns us on, which is in Aquarius, another air sign that is definitely not afraid to be a little eccentric. In fact, both Venus and Mars in air signs say Lizzo does not want to be with who you think she wants to be with. Who she wants to be with has nothing to do what you would like for her, okay? Nobody puts baby in a corner. And by baby, I mean Lizzo. She's baby. So what is coming up next for Lizzo? What can we expect in the future? Well, in case you missed it, Lizzo just dropped her shapewear brand right as the transiting sun in the sky was preparing to pass over her midheaven of fame and fortune. It's almost like she consulted an astrologer for that decision. Love that. Text me, DM me, call me, let's talk. Anyway, between albums and television shows and now a fashion line, it seems like there is no stopping Lizzo from taking over the world.
I got a feeling I'm gonna be okay.
But I would say probably the spiciest prediction I can make is involving her romantic life. Starting on August 20th, Mars, the planet of action, is going to be located in Gemini until literally 2023. That is a very long time for Mars to be in a sign, but that's because in the second half of 2022, Mars is going to go retrograde. So basically when Mars stays in Gemini for like ever, it's going to be going up and down on Lizzo's Venus in Gemini. So my hot take is that by the time Mars retrograde is over, which will be on January 12th, 2023, Lizzo will also be in a very different place romantically because there's a retrograde involved. There might be a little bit of an off and on kind of vibe, but by the end of this cycle, Lizzo's Venus in Gemini will be so confident in what it wants. I have a feeling she is going to be very happy with the way things come together for her. Oh, hey guys, what's up? Aliza here. It's time to A your Qs and Q your As. I'm a Scorpio. Who should I date? Anyone you want. Anyone your little scorpionic, freaky, kinky heart desires. I believe that any zodiac sign can be compatible with any sign. Just by your Scorpio sun alone, go crazy, free reins, explore, experiment. Get your whole birth chart, get your crush's whole birth chart, and then start to find the patterns of what works for you, and then we'll be talking. Uh-oh, hot gloss alert, and we have a term. It's transiting. Transiting refers to any planet that is currently moving in the sky. So the difference between the planets in your birth chart and the transiting planets are the ones in your birth chart, also referred to as the natal planets, are there, they're set in stone, they're where things were, whereas the transiting planets are where things are today. Well, there you have it. Lizzo is baby, and her future is very bright, just like her sun. And that's all, my astro detectives. Which celebrity should we investigate next? Comment below and keep your cute little eyes on those big, bright, beautiful stars. Ta-ta!